So we're all in real estate to make money, but what are the best ways to make money now in 2022? It doesn't matter if you're a beginner or if you're a seasoned vet. Things have changed, economies have changed, money has changed. We're all about the money side of real estate, but we also want to teach you, give you some hints on what's worked. We've done this for 20 plus years. So we've been through a couple different markets. So today we're going to go over a couple ways to make money in real estate in 2022.
Money, 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 hard money, Mike. Money for real estate investing. Let's make money, 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 money. Hardmoneymike.com.
So how do we make money in real estate in 2022? So let's start with some of the basics. What are the 5 ways that people typically make money in real estate? It's flips. So flips are the things, you're buying, you're selling, you're fixing up. Typically, that means you're making money in like one lump sum. It's not cash flow over time. And flips have gotten a little, not less likely to make money, but you're going to have to work, make sure your numbers maybe stay in that medium to lower range. We're seeing a lot of people out there still selling, still actually doing very well in the medium price ranges. But in the long, the larger properties, they're starting to feel some real pressure. They're really starting to see some pressure coming down. So in 2022, you may want to stick with flips that are in your medium price range. Also, another way that most people are making money is BRRRR, buying properties that are rental properties. So that is really taking a little bit of a hit right now. And the biggest reason is because of interest rates. Interest rates have more than doubled since the beginning of 2022, maybe the end of 2021. So it's really hit the cash flow. So you have to watch your numbers even closer here because, it's great to be into rentals. It's great to be, especially with BRRRR, where you're buying at a discount, but you really have to know your numbers. You really have to know where you're at with your interest rates and your credit. Credit is so important right now because the better the credit, the better the rates you're going to get. One of the new things that's coming out, though, that we're seeing make a comeback is subject twos. So subject twos are where you go buy someone's property and you actually take over their mortgage. You don't assume it, but you start making payments on their mortgage so it stays in place. You actually put the property in your name, so you have ownership, but it's financed by the actual person who's selling it to you. So imagine walking into a property where the rates are still 2.5% or 3%, and then cash flow now is working on those properties because your rates maybe half or less than you're getting out there on the open market. The other way people are still making money in real estate is notes, deeds of trust, private lending, whatever you want to call it. They're out there because rates have gone up. Banks still haven't really raised their CD rates, so if you're looking at and you have some money, notes are another good way of just lending to other investors, either through gap funding or some long-term stuff. So notes are really becoming a big thing again in the real estate market. So there are the ways right now that we see. I think subject twos are the big thing that's coming back, where you're going to be able to, as foreclosures hit, take advantage of this, grow a big portfolio on using someone else's money. So of course there's active ways of real estate investing, and there's also passive ways. And the 3 main passive ways of making money in real estate, especially in 2022, as I said, the subject twos with the rentals, because if you could add 5 or 10 properties to your portfolio without adding any more debt under your name, because it's still under the other person's name, you're just making the payments. So it's not going to cloud up your credit. It's not going to do anything else like that. As long as, if you're looking for passive income, putting that in with a property management company or something like that, so you don't have to manage things. The other item that's out there, as we just talked about, is private notes. So private notes, deeds of trust, private lending, whatever they call it, because everyone has their own little acronym for it, is another way for you to put money to work in real estate that's secured. So you're actually lending money to either your other real estate investor friends or other people in the markets that are looking for money. So instead of making 1 or 2%, because even though rates have gone up, the banks really haven't changed their CD rates. They're still in the 1 to maybe 2%. So if you want to double or triple that, maybe look for private lending options, some private lending guidelines. We have some great information we could provide you. We've done thousands of different private notes. And so if you have any questions, we'll put a link down below so you can get some more information about that too. The third passive is REITs. So REITs is a real estate investment trust. And all that is it's kind of like a mutual fund where you pool your money with a bunch of other people and a company goes out and buys different kinds of properties, different kinds of real estate, and you are just one of the investors, and there's both private REITs and public REITs. So what that means is some of them you could trade on the open markets just like a mutual fund, and some you actually have a little more restriction to it. You have to get in and stay in. So if you're looking for someone else to manage a portfolio, you're looking just to put money into it, a REIT is another great example of something passive. So if you're looking for passive, it's real estate rentals that are managed by someone else, it's private notes, it's deeds of trust, or it's REITs. So those are great ways in this market to make money in real estate. So third, we're going to go over commercial investing, real estate investing. Commercial real estate investing really gets into apartment buildings that are above 5 units, retail space, office buildings, industrial, anything like that. So all of these items you could either hold or flip, just like any single family that you would do. There's a lot of people out there who buy industrial properties, maybe splitting them up and flipping them into separate ownerships, and they're doing very well on that. Typically, when you're looking at commercial real estate, everything long term is the valuation comes from what they call a cap rate. A cap rate is a return that someone is expecting on an investment. So commercial buildings are typically just an investment that people look at. So when they talk about cap rates, it's them saying, if I put $100,000 into a property, what kind of return am I going to get? So I could either put it into a property or I could put it into maybe a bond or something. So a cap rate is if I put $100,000 in the cap rate 6%, I expect $6,000 back. So I expect $6,000 return from that $100,000. So cap rates differ from city to city, even areas of cities. So you really have to do some research, talk to your commercial brokers on what the cap rates are for your particular area or the area you're looking at investing in, because everything runs off cap rate. So the higher the cap rate, that means the lower the value. The lower the cap rate, that means the higher the value, because people are willing to put more money in. Let's just say it's a $100,000 property. And if someone only wants like a 4% cap rate, they're only looking for a $4,000 return. So they could get, into an area that doesn't pay as much in rents or anything else like that. Where if someone wants $8,000 on that same investment, their cap rate is 8%. So they want more return. So they're looking for a property that's going to bring even more cash flow. And the reason people would look at lower cap rates over higher cap rates is they believe that market is more stable. It's just like they're putting money into like a CD and they want stability. The people who are looking for the higher cap rates, they're looking for the return over maybe some of the growth or even stability to the markets there. So if you're looking at commercial, you could do flips just like anybody else. And typically what we're seeing is people dividing stuff up, selling those as condos or whatever to commercial use or whatever it may be. Or if you're looking for something that's longer term, you have to really focus on the cap rate, and you have to know the cap rates in your area. So reach out to your local real estate, commercial real estate people, and you can find the cap rates in those areas. One of the mainstays for real estate investing is fix and flips. And fix and flips have changed a little bit over the last 6 months. We've seen people who were able to sell, just things even 3 months ago, that were able to sell properties in days or even hours. They're now taking weeks and months. Especially knowing your area, your market, what you're looking into. Medium price point homes are always still doing well because they're just competing against rents. So even though rates maybe go up to 5 or 6%, at a $250,000 or $150,000 house, you're still in a competitive market with rent. So people, if they can afford it, that's the other big thing, is they have to be able to afford it, unlike rents where they go in and they do it in underwriting and research all this stuff. Renters, they just want to make sure they can pay their bills. So they're not going to go in and do a DSCR and underwriting and all that stuff. As long as they can afford it, people will still more than likely steer towards buying a home. So when you're flipping, when you're knowing and looking at your market, you really want to stay in the medium price range, because you now have a lot of people who are moving down, plus the people who are already there who are competing for rents. Rents aren't going anywhere but up. I know Congress is even now starting to talk about all these big investors out there who are, making it hard for people to actually rent and live and all these things. So there might be some issues coming up with some of these big hedge funds out there raising rents all the time. But you really have to look when you're in fix and flips right now, your market, you have to know your market. Like the city center of Denver is still doing great, and you could even do those $1 to $2 million properties and have no issues. But when you get out to smaller communities, there's less people now who could afford those $600,000, $700,000, $800,000, $900,000 properties. So in fix and flips in this market, if you want to make money, stick with the bread and butter. Those nice little 3-2s, 2-car garage, any kind of garage. Those things are still selling, and they're still selling hot. So as you're getting into the fix and flip, or you're still, in the fix and flip, you're an experienced person, you really want to look and stay in that medium price point, because that's where you're going to still find the buyers. But you're also going to have to expect it's going to take, maybe a month, or maybe even 2 in some areas to sell the property instead of just days. So just be prepared to spend a little bit more time. Find the properties that are there. Foreclosures are coming out. There's going to be so many opportunities out there for the fix and flips. Just take your time, see where the market's going in your area, and jump right back into flips. 2022 also brings back one of the great investment options out there, and they're called subject twos. And all subject twos is you're buying someone's property subject to them leaving their mortgage on the property. You do take ownership. You do get a warranty deed, quitclaim deed, whatever it is, probably even do title. And all it is you are taking over. You are not assuming. You are not actually refinancing their loan. They're going to keep their loan on the property, and you're going to make payments. Why is that a huge benefit? Because for you, those rates are typically still in those 2.5%, 3%. So cash flow wise, it's really going to benefit you. And if you're going to do a rental, most of the subject twos are made for rentals, lease options, or contract for deeds. So it's not a great place to get in and flip, because most people who would do a subject two, the reason they're not selling it is they can't get the price that they want at the speed they want. So they have to go through and do this so they don't wreck their credit. So somewhere in the future they could actually come back and get another mortgage or another loan. So they're going to allow you to do this. I've seen people put together 50, 100, 200 properties with subject to, which means you're not using your credit, you're not using any of your designed, like mortgages and loans, they have criteria. You can only have 10 conforming. You can only have 5 to 10 DSCR loans with each lender. So you're eliminating all of that. You're basically getting finance as cheap as you possibly can that's already on the property. So it doesn't even matter if the property is at 100% when you buy it, because you're putting nothing into it, and every month you pay, it's going down, down, down. So if you get a long-term renter, or you get someone who wants to do a lease option and put some money down, subject twos are going to be hot as foreclosures pick up, as the markets, get a little bit, where properties are staying on the market longer, where people can't fix up the properties. There's even ways for you to bring in other monies, because sometimes when you do a subject to, you may have to give them a little bit of money to leave. There may be some fix-up costs. So another thing you really have to look at is bringing in either some of your own money, or what we suggest is, finding some real OPM, which is the money from other people, bringing in another investor. That just becomes, they get a little piece of it, but you don't have to worry about payments to them, because they just get part of the rent, they get part of the upside, all those kind of things. So subject twos are great, and a lot of people stop doing them or won't jump into one just because they don't have that money. They don't have the $5,000, $10,000, or $50,000, and you really have to look at the real OPM. We have some great information on how to find real OPM, and we'll put a link below for you, but it's something you really have to look at in this market and take advantage, just like people have done for the last 20, 30 years, of a market when it's down, jumping into subject twos and building a huge portfolio. So there's many ways to make money in real estate in 2022. There's always options. There's always strategies to make money. Most of them have been around for a long time. I hope this video helps you. We're going to have a lot more videos on making money, on different strategies, details on BRRRR, how to do the numbers. So always check in with our channel, subscribe, like, share this video. We also have a great little course that's coming up on how to fuel your business. Because remember, real estate investing is made up of two parts: finding good undervalued properties and having the money, the fuel, the leverage, whatever you want to call, to make sure you could be the investor that's actually taking advantage of this. So if it's something that you're still working on, you need to figure out the money side. We have a great course. There's a link below or an email below. Just reach out to us, and in 30 days we can put you on the path where you have the money, you have the knowledge to actually take your real estate investing and build the wealth that you're really wanting to do. This is a great time to build that wealth. This is a great time to make generational wealth. So you need to jump in, you need to do this, but you have to understand that real estate investing is really leverage heavy. You need to know the money side. You need to have that. So if you're not there, please reach out. We'd love to be able to help you. As we always say, happy investing.